gonna do the part now. No, that's different. Hello and welcome to episode 173 of the Gamebrew Podcast, the mostly bi-weekly video game podcast where we sip delicious bevs and discuss video games. I am your host, Dan Ash Ketchum Rotz, and I am joined by Allison Dawn Van Dievender.
Effort in battle is a representation of the love between trainer and their Pokemon.
Chris Roy writes.
I didn't realize that a character from Fire Emblem was in Pokemon now.
That's true. And Fee Tracy Sketchit win.
Get wrecked.
Is
that a thing?
That's canonically what Tracy Sketchit, who replaced Brock whenever they went to the Kanto or the what region was it where they who was a Pokemon researcher would say. He would say, "Get wrecked." And Ash
was he as obsessed with women, or did they tone that down? Because
I think they toned that down.
I think that's why Brock went away.
Yeah, I think that's why he left.
Your whole deal isn't acceptable anymore.
Oh God. All right, but on this episode of the Gamebrew Podcast, we asked the question: can we catch them all? Is it even possible?
Yes.
All right. End of podcast. End of podcast. But first, it's time for a bev. Chris?
Yeah.
What are you drinking, my man?
I'm drinking Swishy Pants.
Swishy Pants.
Yep.
I'm into it.
It's a hazy IPA from Dewey Beer in Dewey, Delaware, which is kind of near Rehoboth Beach for our East Coast people that would probably know where Rehoboth Beach is. And it's pretty. Here are some results. Alexa, stop.
Alexa, cut that shit out.
It's a pretty, aggressively alcoholic hazy. I don't think it's as alcoholic as what you're drinking, Dan, but it'll make your pants pretty swishy.
I mean, I do appreciate it. So what type of beer is it? Say it again.
It's a hazy IPA.
It's a hazy. I do like it.
Not super hoppy. Definitely like more on the fruity side of things.
Good. I like that.
It's pretty good. It's a hazy IPA.
I'm into fruity hazy IPAs or New England style IPAs.
I kind of wish it was a little more bitter or a little more hoppy.
Okay. That's interesting.
But that's just me.
All right. Well, what's the chuggability rating? That's the important part.
Dangerously high.
Dangerously high.
Yes.
Chuggability. I'm into it.
Yes.
I'm into it. Well, don't be careful.
I've already had one.
Oh, Chris, be careful. Chris, be careful.
Had one since we were hanging out. Not like since we started the podcast, but since we've been hanging out.
Yeah. I was like, damn.
Don't be ridiculous.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm gonna make a shirt that just says "Chris, be careful," and we'll sell it to people.
Yeah,
and it'll just be
the other beer that I actually bought two from
Dewey.
Their other one is their Fest beer, which I'm just excited that it's already that season again.
That.
'Tis the season.
Yeah.
I went in.
Awesome.
I went food shopping the other day, and at Wegmans they had all the section with all the Fest beers. So.
Oh, I don't have that.
I'm sorry.
Because they don't sell beer in Wegmans here.
Pip says we also need a shirt that says "I'm spicy and served hot."
Ooh, no, we don't. That's fine.
Yes, we do.
That one we can forget.
But it would just be Allison's face, but as like in a bowl of ramen or something. Like just in there, just going like, She's spicy and served hot. Fee, what are you drinking?
This is why Dan is not in charge of our merch.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a double hazy IPA. Put it up there. The gummies.
The gummies.
The gummies.
Sweetwater.
Ooh.
Sweetwater, yep. So let's give it a test.
Famously of Sweetwater 420.
420?
Get lit.
It is very smooth for a double hazy.
Like does it give the name, like it being called gummies, I assume it has to have a certain level of like juiciness and maybe even chewiness.
It's very juicy. It's very juicy.
If you're chewing,
there's really no punch.
Okay. There's no punch. Interesting.
Yeah, no punch.
That's kind of what
Um,
I think. That's kind of what I was missing from this one too. It didn't have
Yeah.
like kind of that IPA bite at the end that I
Right.
wanted. Yeah.
It's funny because that's what Hannah hates in like she likes hazy IPAs and New England IPAs that don't have that sort of bitiness to them.
Huh. Interesting.
Mm.
But she's slowly becoming a beer drinker. She's not a beer drinker, so
She'll get there.
she'll get there. But Fee, what's the chuggability rating?
Very high.
Very high.
10. Like I feel like you can just down this very easily, even though it's 9.5%.
Holy
Oh,
crap!
that's weird. He gave chuggability a number.
You're into very high gravity beers there.
Yeah.
There.
This was selected by not me.
I very quickly picked something for him. Sorry.
Perfect.
I was like, I like this can.
That's
Yeah.
see, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I had my eye on the Fest beer and I was like, ooh, I should get the Fest beer. And then I was like, and then I saw the swishy pants and I was
Swishy
like,
pants.
I gotta get the swishy pants.
I'm drinking a Fee inspired beer because they kept talking about the beer hug, so I got the mixed case of the Goose Island beer hugs. So right now I'm drinking a neon beer hug. But yeah, these are all super high gravity, dude. Like
they're good.
They're good, but it's like no wonder Fee's so much fun whenever we play video games. He's toasted all the time. Just straight up.
He's
cooked.
straight up Quiznos.
He's Quiznos over here, baby. We got this arms.
Toasty.
But I mean, I will say they are high. Like this is a pretty chug. Aside from the Imperial, the other ones that I have in here, the Neon Beer Hug, the Neon Beer Hug is pretty chuggable. Like it's pretty chuggable. I could chug it. I'm not gonna, but I could.
Can you chug it?
We could chug it.
I think that's the problem with them, and probably why he likes them so much is they have a decent little punch, so you don't have to drink a bunch to kind of feel yay. But also like they're very drinkable.
Drink a bunch to feel the punch.
Don't have to drink a bunch to feel the punch.
That's better than my yay. That rhymes.
But yeah, it's great. I love it. In drinking news though.
What?
I don't know.
Sorry.
In the category of drinking. Okay.
In the category of alcohol.
In the category of alcohol. I did get for my birthday, Hannah got me the Quest's End whiskey, which is Matthew Lillard's whiskey company, did a limited edition Critical Role collaboration whiskey. In campaign 1, they go to Ankarel and they ask, and Grog's like, "What's the best whiskey you got?" And they're like, "Oh, it's Sandkeg's Hide, because it has like this beast called a sandkeg. It has like their venom in it, and they drink it and it gets them all fucked up. But this is the like limited release that they did. Hannah got it. Cool. Hannah got it for me for my birthday.
Have you had it?
I tried a little bit of it, but it's like $100 like thing. So I'm like, this is
do you feel like is the whiskey itself worth it? Like, or is it just kind of more of like a cool commemorative thing, and the whiskey's
a little bit.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Well, the Quest End whiskey is really good. Like it's like Matthew. It's so it's a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys finished in sherry and vermouth barrels. So it has a little bit of a bite to it.
There's I've had I think it was Basil Hayden's has one that's finished in port barrels, I think. So kind of similar to sherry.
Yeah.
That was really good. It was like a very weird and interesting flavored whiskey, but like I really liked it. Like I tried it and I was like, eh. Then I tried it again. I was like, yeah, I like that.
Let's do it right now. I'm just gonna do a little taste. Not a rocks glass, but it had some water in it already, so that'll release the flavors, as they say.
The tannins.
It releases the tannins. That's not nice.
That's not.
That looks like a big little pour.
No, that's like less than a shot.
Is
Maybe.
it?
I don't know.
Is that
There's a Sebastian here in it, but that's okay.
Is that a Three Brothers Brewery glass?
Yeah, it's a Three Brothers Brewery glass.
Oh yeah, those don't exist anymore.
Yeah, because it's just Brothers Brewery.
Because they
now.
got yelled at by a brewery in Colorado.
I am the walrus says anger trapped in a glass. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Oh, Lord Greyman resubscribed. Hello, all. Hope all is well.
Thanks,
Gray.
Gray.
Ooh, that's good.
I hope you're doing amazing.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah, it's really smooth. It has a little bit of a bite to it from that like sherry-y.
Mm-hmm.
From that. Oh yeah, I get a little bit of the like red, like that sherry and vermouth, like gives it that like sort of red wine tannin,
Nice
sort of flavor. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Very cool.
I can't have a lot of it though because it's for special occasion. So yeah, that's it. Sandcake's hide. Had to wait 6 to 8 weeks for it to come in. She was asking.
Cool.
I kept looking at it. I was like, maybe I should just buy it. You know, because I really want it. She was like, no, you don't need it. I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. I don't need it. And then then she bought it. So highly drinkable. Be careful. Allison.
Hi. So I also picked something random for me.
Random is good.
I regret it. So I was just looking for something blue to match what I was wearing, and I ended up with a Monster.
Yes,
the Beast.
They're so good.
Okay, that's opinion.
What?
So I took a sip while you were talking. I couldn't help myself, and I'm gonna do it again.
It looks like they used the same eye from Godzilla 2000.
Yeah, it's very
pretty much
90s vibe here.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's why this was a bad choice. Oh no, my camera won't focus now. I don't like Monster.
Oh well, see that would.
I don't like this thing. Well, no wonder you don't like it.
But here's the thing, like okay, so I got this because there's no monster in it, so I don't know what I was expecting.
There's very clearly a monster on the front of the can.
Look, guys, no, this logically, while I was staring at this, I was like, no, Allison, don't get this. You don't like Monster. But then I read it, and I'm like, it can't have Monster in it. And sure enough, it doesn't have Monster.
What do you mean
it's
it doesn't
not
have
allowed?
Monster?
Well, no. So here's Allison. It's still Monster. They just don't put caffeine in it.
I register that now after tasting it, but I just Anyway,
God.
I don't find
Coffee Grandpa says. Coffee says there's a monster inside all of us.
But see, get it? Monster Pokemon. Pocket Monsters.
No, that's what the mon is. Monster.
Yeah,
God.
I was really trying to be on theme, guys, and I'm taking one for the team. It tastes like.
You didn't have to.
I know. It sounded like a good idea because I thought it would taste a little different, but it's got that like weird saltiness, like not a good Gatorade saltiness to me. I don't know why, but Monster has like I'm licking sweat.
Yeah,
saltiness.
Monster. So Monster, I like Monster more than like Red Bull or Celsius.
I used to like Rockstar.
Rockstar's good.
Yeah.
But I used to. But I feel like that's college, Dan. Like I liked it because I would use that instead of Red Bull whenever I'd make Jaeger bombs, and that would taste really good. They were called Monster Bombs. But
why is it called a Monster Bomb when Jaeger bombs are called Jaeger bombs, but there's no mention of
the Red Bull?
Red Bull.
Branding.
Isn't it just a Jaeger?
I don't know.
Isn't it just a Jaeger bomb still?
That's just what I called them. You know, I don't know. I was just like, I just call them Monster Bombs.
So secondarily, I think I had a really bad interaction with Monster, and that's where my lack of, you know how when you have something and like you vomit it, then you never want it again. Well, I went to I can't remember the name of the festival. Mayhem Fest.
Okay.
And Monster was the sponsor. And
Sounds about right.
they were giving away free drinks, but water cost way too much. And I went to this concert with $0 to my name, right? I'm 18. I had no business going, but my mom got me free tickets on the radio station, so I went with literally only enough.
2008.
Yeah.
Because I just want to let you know it was sponsored by Rockstar.
Rockstar? No, I swear it was Monster. Maybe it wasn't Mayhem Fest then.
Well, because Mayhem had Slipknot, Disturbed, Dragon Force, Mastodon.
Never mind. It was. Okay, that was Rockstar then. Maybe it's just all energy drinks, which is true. I don't like any of them.
They are all pretty bad for you.
Yeah.
And you really should.
I don't know. Rockstar tasted different to me, and I liked it way better.
It did.
I don't like any energy drink. So that's probably what it is.
Super side note. I'm just reading about. So during the opening date of the festival on July 9th, Sid Wilson, the turntablist of Slipknot, broke both of his heels when he jumped from an elevated area of the stage and landed incorrectly.
Oh god.
I don't remember a lot of it because
because you were only drinking Rockstar.
Well, because I had like a heat exhaust or a heat
because you were only drinking Rockstar.
Yeah, I didn't. You weren't allowed to bring in water. You had to buy their expensive water. I refused to because I had no money. So instead, what happened is I passed out in the pit, and I had only drank Rockstar because it was free in a tent. So I was extra dehydrated, and eventually they cut on the fire hydrants and just let us all like soak ourselves.
Just shove your face into it.
Yeah, it was ridiculously hot.
Blah, blah,
but that
blah,
was my experience with energy drinks, and that's why I don't like them. I guess.
Jeez.
So anyway, this is like a -2 licking sweaty people out of 9.
Got it. Okay. You could also say not very. Again, I'm just going to reiterate there
nope,
are no
I need numbers.
Yep. Okay.
I need numbers.
There does not have to be a rating for the chuggability.
There's a rating.
Man, we really let this what are we drinking go on for a while.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
But this isn't just a beverage podcast. It is a video game and beverage podcast. So we're going to talk about it a little bit. I'll go first. I finally beat the DLC for Elden Ring. So that means that I'm done with Elden Ring. So I started it again. I was about to say, and you'll never play it again.
Yeah, run number 2, everybody. Which going from being like actually like working to kill stuff to going into the beginning of the game and like I'm like, oh, this is great. I love this. I can like smack things so easily. You know how in Elden Ring you get up that first elevator and then there's like that horse guy who the first time you go through it, you're like, oh, I don't want to fight him. He's scary. I just went right up and I smacked him until he was dead. And I was like,
oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. I was like,
you just
boom.
raw dogged him, huh? Are you new game plusing or
it's the run 2. So it's still, everything's more powerful. I just have all of my stuff still.
Okay. So it's not just new game.
No, it's new game plus.
Okay.
Not new game.
I was about to say going and
if I were gonna do
raw dogging that guy at like level 10 or whatever,
would be hard. That would be hard to do. I do feel like I want to start a new game and be just like a caster, like just intelligence, just to see how that goes because it's like
there's some really cool intelligence builds.
But yeah, DLC was great. The lore again, so good. Everything about it was wonderful and I loved playing it.
Yeah, that guy who wrote that lore should like really write like a fantasy series or something, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe finish the one he started.
Nah. He's good. I think it's fine.
It's George R. R. Martin for those.
Wondering what we're talking about. Yeah. And then it's George R. R. Martin. And then also I started Mafia the definitive edition because it came on Game Pass.
Nice.
And I never played it. And it's great because I liked Sleeping Dogs. So I was like, let me play Mafia because it's by 2K, which is the same people. It's really good. I really enjoy it. It's like
nice.
It's like I'm playing The Godfather, and it really is a lot of fun. The soundtrack is really good. Like the score for the game is crazy good. And like all of the acting and like the storytelling is amazing. I'm really enjoying it. I told my dad to play it because I was like, you would really like this too. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Very cool.
Allison, what are you playing?
I won't touch too much here because I know we went pretty long. But I've been playing a little more Spider-Man, and
Nice.
we were playing the League of Legends, the new variant that they came out with, Swarm.
Mm-hmm.
That's been really fun, which you guys will get to see later because we're going to play it a bit. So we'll talk about it then. We don't need to talk about it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, been some good, cool, casual gaming for me lately.
Yeah, so stick around.
And I quit Ragnarok.
Hey!
Yay! It's
about time.
Yeah, they released a really big update where they added third class, which should be exciting. But for me, they didn't release my third class, so it was a switch to a different third class or get outdone on everything.
Boo.
And I just didn't really vibe that. And the updates made the game take more time, and it was already taking too much time every day. So long story short, that's why I officially quit. Yay.
You know what, Allison?
I'm proud of you.
We support you.
Thank you.
In your decision.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to have the support group to talk to.
Do you feel like there's a weight off of your shoulder now that you've stopped playing Ragnarok?
Yeah, and I think you can speak to it too. Like we felt a lot of weight because we were in guild leadership, so we were like, oh, let's just drop that. And then, dropping that, it did save us time and it saved us like some exhaustion. But really, the game is just taking too much energy and time out of a day. It's like, oh, I've got to get on at this time for these guild events, and then I've got to do this, and I've got to have this done by the end of the day, and by the end of the week I have to do this. And it was just, it felt like a second job suddenly. And that's when games aren't fun anymore. So
gotcha.
I don't mind a grind, let me be clear. I really don't.
Grinding's good.
I just don't like the task list being so long. It's like, let me grind at my own pace and make those decisions. Like, don't require these things of me every day. And because I was free to play, if I skip anything, like, it really, really hurts compared to people who could pay for things,
Gotcha. Well, we are all here for you. We support you in this time. And then that's a good transition to Fee, because you also stopped playing Ragnarok, right?
I
still
did. No, I stopped as well. It's a lot of the same points. I think my biggest gripe was kind of how poorly the game was just managed.
Mm-hmm.
Felt very lackluster in their dev and testing. So whenever it would hit the live servers, there's a lot of bugs and broken things, and things just don't work like they should. It's clear that the dev and the producers and stuff aren't listening. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So everything was just it's a cash grab here and there, and it's just and again, just to follow up on Allison's point, it's kind of like they released there are 12 classes in total, but they only released 6 of the third jobs. So you had to transition. You know what I mean? If you were let's say an alchemist class, well, now you have to switch to anything else. You know what I mean? It's kind of like gatekeeping classes and stuff. It's not a good thing.
No.
But no, it's all right. I mean, the game did feel. It does. Yes, it sucks. The game did feel, very mundane and stuff. And really, the only reason why we were sticking around is just because we had friends and family who were playing, and you know what I mean. We had a community around that, but people were dropping off, so it was time to go. But other than that, been putting a bit of time into the new league modes like Swarm and ARAM and arenas. Those are fun goof modes, and then a bit of Apex Legends here and there.
You playing with the boys or by yourself?
It's been a minute since we've played, but looking to get a game in soon with the boys.
Nice.
But I mean, sometimes I get 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, well, I'm gonna jump in for a quick gun run or something like that. But yeah,
I don't have the discipline to just be like, I'll just play for 10 minutes or 15 minutes ever.
Listen, we know this about Chris. It's like you pick a game.
I either don't play anything or I play for hours.
Yeah, I mean, Fee, it looks like they're playing right now. If you want to just jump right over to that other Discord server, you could probably.
Yeah, we understand. Just leave.
Well,
Okay.
I mean,
you're not doing anything.
Bear Rev has been. Bear Rev just said he got the W on night 1. But he's also been commenting here, talking about Space Marines 2, or Space Marine 2 that's coming out in less than a month.
Everybody's very in the gamer space. Everybody feels very excited for Space Marines 2.
Well, I mean, the first one was kind of like a sleeper hit. Like,
yeah,
it was. I feel like not really like looked at it first when it came out, but like I feel like it had a slow grow like build, and it was a lot of fun. Like, I mean, I think that game came out when we were in college.
Yes,
man, it was that multiplayer in that game was awesome. It was so good.
It was part of the. It was part of the chunky boy, like beefy boy renaissance in video games. Whenever like Gears of War and like all these games had just these jacked, like husky dudes.
Well, except different than Gears of War. It's not a cover shooter, because that's not what Space Marines do.
No, it's just the only thing that's the same is that just beef.
He's a big I remember like running around. He was like very stompy. But like that makes sense. He's like an 8 foot tall, like 400-pound chunk of meat.
Yes, indeed. But serving the Emperor.
Or the Emperor.
All for the Empire.
No.
For the Emperor. Excuse me. Yeah. There we go. Yes. It's not about the Empire. It's about the God Emperor.
It's the Imperium of Man, but it is not an empire. There's an emperor, not an empire. The emperor protects. But yeah, no, I mean, as a 40K player, it's going to be cool to see some of the stuff. Like, since then, they've come out with like a whole thing with like Primaris Marines, which are basically their excuse to scale up the Marines. I don't know if I have a little guy or a normal sized guy over
just
here.
Little guy.
This guy. So like this is like the new guys. This is one of the old guys. So you can kind of tell that there's a height difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be. I think they're going to be using this armor set basically.
So that's
older stuff.
Just kind of like looking at it. I know it's not like a great view right now. The left looks kind of more Spartan, like Halo-y.
This guy. Yes.
Yeah.
And this is a specific armor. So this is like the like kind of like the scout armor.
Okay. Got it. So it's a little bit
lighter. And the other one is the one that I traditionally think of when I think Space Marines,
and like this is kind of like the normal new armor. So you can kind of tell the difference between the two.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. There's that chainsaw. The chainsword is pretty tight. We're gonna have to do an episode where Chris gives us the lowdown on all the lore of Warhammer.
Oh man, that's gonna be a long episode. It's gonna be very scary.
Maybe it'll be just an episode where it's just like where we play whenever Space Marines 2 comes out, where Chris and I just play Space Marines 2 and talk about all the stuff that is that is happening.
Yeah. Well, I think I saw that they have it's 3-man co-op. And they said it wasn't going to be 4-man because they couldn't make it feel like as epic as they wanted it to for the
4 people,
like for them being Space Marines.
Got it.
With 4 people, so they were like, it has to be 3 people.
Gotta be 3. Sorry.
So I appreciate like that the dev is like appreciates the lore and like respects it and stuff. I think that's cool.
Very nice. Very nice. Chris, just continue. What have you been playing though?
I'm not going to talk about it in Hearts of Iron, so
thank goodness. Okay. But you did say you've been playing some 7 Days to Die since
alpha
or out
that a little bit. Yeah, so we've been progressing in that. I'm doing my traditional big beefy boy with a sledgehammer and a shotgun.
As is tradition.
Well. I'm also the farmer / chef of the group, so every so often I get yelled at to get on to feed everyone on the server. So
get on, we're hungry, Chris.
Yeah, basically that happens. But yeah, no, it's good. I think it definitely feels much more fleshed out than it had been. So I'd hope so after 11 years, but
right.
It's 7 Days to Die has always been pretty good. So it's a good time to hang out with your buddies.
I'll have to tell my dad. My father played 7 Days to Die for a really long time. And then he was like, it felt like it was never coming out, so I stopped playing it. So now I have to be like, hey, it came out. You should go play it again. He'll be like, oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Actually, that's what Will and Tyler are playing right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. That's why they said cheap, cheap. They're hungry.
Oh, did they say cheap, cheap?
They said cheap, cheap. I hungry.
My little birdies are hungry. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to.
Nice. Very cool.
Studies.
Very cool. Very nice. Lots of games, everybody.
Chris, we're all unsure about how we feel about you saying the word bussin'.
Bussin'? Did I say bussin'?
Did you say bussin'?
I don't recall saying bussin'.
I don't know, but if you did, I also don't know how I feel about that. Gray said it. I don't know.
Gray pays a lot of attention. You probably said it. You didn't even know you said it.
We'll play it back later, and I'll just clip it.
Clip it.
I will.
Next time, clip it, Gray. God. We don't remember what's happening. But I do know what's happening right now and has been happening this weekend, and is
we only have 23 minutes to talk about Pokemon.
It's okay. It's because it is freaking Pokemon Championship weekend, everybody. Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em some. Gotta catch 'em some.
Pokemans.
Fun fact. So the theme song for Pokemon is Gotta Catch 'Em All. Do you know how many Pokemon Ash actually caught?
Like 50 some.
Ooh, interesting.
50 some? Chris, is that your guess?
202.
No.
Okay, Allison. All right.
75.
75.
Oh, you're right. Caught versus just befriended, right?
You are the closest. He caught 83 Pokemon in total over all of the Pokemon anime series. But he befriended many more than that.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I fucked up.
He acquired about 107 or 109 because he didn't
let a bunch go.
Well, it's because he didn't catch them, like Pikachu.
And he never got a Blastoise.
He never caught Pikachu.
He never caught Pikachu technically because Pikachu is just his friend.
Right. He's just chilling.
He could leave it anytime. He never got a Blastoise or Wartortle that I know of.
Nope.
He never got a Venusaur? Did he get a Venusaur?
No, because Bulbasaur stayed Bulbasaur the whole time.
I thought yeah, okay. I thought in my head he went to Ivysaur.
Most of his Pokemon just stayed level 1 or 2. I don't know
that asshole Charizard.
Well, Charizard, evolved all the way.
Such a dick.
But also but also that Charizard was pretty good arc. That Charizard went out and is living free somewhere.
He fucked off for a while, didn't he?
He fucked off and then came back to save Ash at some point. But
after he got enough badges for respect.
You don't have enough badges to trade me.
I am the Walrus has a good point. He has the Poké-Riz.
That's true.
Because they just
he does.
His friend.
Because he just befriended a lot of Pokemon and Pokemon trainers. That was all of our names in the beginning.
Charizard evolved just to throw hands with Aerodactyl.
Facts.
Basically.
That was an epic moment.
That was pretty cool. But this weekend is the Pokemon Championship, so that means it's a mix of the Pokemon Go championships, the Pokemon trading card game, the Pokemon video games, and Pokemon Unite. Those are all.
So in the process of getting ready for this episode, I did not know that Pokemon Unite existed. There's a Pokemon MOBA out there.
I played it. I love it. Actually, I played it
compared to HOTS or League.
Super casual. I'd say it's most like HOTS out of anything else that's out there.
Okay, that makes sense.
In the way that there's no I have to buy this during the game and things like that. It's just very chill level play this one Pokemon, get to the end, there's objectives, that's it.
Nice.
Quick and
easy. Is it a little more approachable for younger folks?
Yeah, and for something like the Switch.
Yeah,
cool.
Because it's only on the Switch and your phones. That's it.
Side note, HOTS I think just got an update, which is kind of wild considering I thought that they stopped updating that.
Yeah, what?
I thought that they stopped putting anything into that game.
Apparently they are still putting, and like apparently new characters have been coming out too, which is cool.
Interesting.
I love HOTS.
Interesting.
I thought it was a fun casual MOBA. Like Pokemon Unite is easier.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah. And then also during that, Dan and I were watching some of like the Pokemon card.
Yeah, they were doing the finals of the Pokemon trading card.
I had no idea what Pokemon were out.
There's so many. And
there's also like super evolutions and shit that like I guess they have different names. I don't know, but like there's one called like Iron Defense maybe, or maybe that's a skill. I have no idea.
So that's a skill. That I do have. So there's like there's like VMAX Pokemon still now because of that. I have my like this is a newer deck that I have that I got because my nieces wanted to play Pokemon.
This is how current my cards are.
Nice.
I have some right here. Hold on.
Ooh,
nice. And I have these, like there's like a Genesect VMAX.
Ooh.
Here's it. See, like here's the thing is like with the newer one, here's a Deoxys, and it has like a bunch of words on the side. So it has Fusion Strike, Single Strike, and Rapid Strike. No idea what any of those mean.
There's way too much glare.
It's like it got way more complicated.
Yeah.
There's special energy for Rapid Strike and Fusion Strike and stuff that you can equip to those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple cool things in here.
This one's in Japanese, so no one can read it. But...
Nice. Do you have the Mew card from the Pokemon the movie?
Yeah, but also I have some first edition first edition Bulbasaur, which is kind of
nice.
neat, and a first edition Porygon.
Nice.
It's awesome. Oh no, I blurred myself again.
But yeah, actually I have 4 of the cards from that movie. Right, there's Pikachu, Dragonite, Mew, and Mewtwo.
Nice. I love Dragonite.
So wish I had my old cards.
Do you have the Ancient Mew card? The one that's
I don't have the Ancient Mew.
Oh no, I have to find mine. I have it somewhere. I don't know where it is. I can't find it anywhere. But that's the one because that's the one you got when you went to go see it in the theaters.
I saw it in theaters. I got those cards in theaters.
Oh, you got those in theaters too?
Yeah, they came in a pack.
Yeah, you got a little pack as well.
I think I might have given all my like old Pokemon cards to my niece, so I might not have those anymore.
Yeah, I thought about doing that for my nephew, and then I didn't.
And then you realize they're an investment. Just kidding. None of us thought they would be.
Oh yeah, I've got a. There's a Japanese Porygon.
Nice.
Which is kind of fun.
I think
it looks so cute.
How did we get that?
It's like in a little bento
no
box.
idea.
That had to be a promo card too, because that's the only way I got those kinds of cards.
But yeah, I got some fun stuff in here.
Gray says, Bayrev says we just bought a starter pack for the new Star Wars trading card game, Star Wars Unlimited. Very cool.
Don't even get me started about Star Wars CCGs. So there's an old CCG, Star Wars CCG from like the 90s, and it's
nice.
Awesome. So like your health pool is the amount of cards in your deck, and so as you lose health, you have to discard cards. So I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's I don't know, it's a different style of game, and I really liked it. But I had a bunch of those cards growing up, and I finally learned how to play it like in the past year.
Yeah, like a few years. And then Gray says the original art and backstory of the Pokemon are dark as heck too. That very much so. Like the Cubone stuff is very sad.
We all cry about Cubone. We all cry about like Ghastly. Yeah.
I don't know if I cry about Ghastly.
I don't know.
Makes me sad. But that's about it.
What's the backstory of Ghastly?
He's a lost soul of a Pokemon.
Yeah.
He's so happy.
Well, he looks
doesn't know better.
He just looks like a jack-o'-lantern. That's basically it.
He's a happy little guy.
He's a spooky ghost.
Spooky ghost.
We're also supposed to get some Pokemon news.
Is that like going to happen? Is that going to drop like during this?
No,
this
it's going to happen at like 11 o'clock at night because
it's
on. It happens at 8:15 PDT, so it's going to be like that's like 3 hours.
Yeah.
behind for us on the East Coast.
Stupid
So
Nintendo.
yeah, stupid Nintendo.
Stupid.
But Fee and Allison, you guys both play Pokemon Go, right?
Not as much as we used to, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I really liked Pokemon Go, and like honestly, like right now, I don't have much purpose in it. I guess is the only reason I'm not doing it. I like it because for me, it was like a motivator to get out and exercise some, which was really nice. It was kind of like a reward system for doing those things, but also I don't know. The same reason, like when it launched, it was fun to me. Catching Pokemon and going and traveling and really doing it. There's something that's fun about it.
Phenomenon. Like
yeah,
people like everyone was so into it for at least a little bit.
The joke everybody says is that the first month of Pokemon Go was the closest we've ever been to world peace.
That is facts though, and I don't know. It's just like I still feel that magic sometimes when we go and do raids and things like that, or there's a community day and I get a shiny, and there's like still that little flicker of joy that it brings me. And yeah, Carrie remote raids with us, and I don't know. Yeah, there's something fun and unique about that game and bringing it into real life in some way that I don't play the Harry Potter one, even though I love Harry Potter. I don't play.
That's not.
It just doesn't fit as well.
It's not the impetus of what Harry Potter is. Harry Potter is not a game about catching things. Pokemon's literally about. The tagline is "Gotta catch 'em all."
Right. It was just like there's something really magical about that game that if it was done any other way, I wouldn't want to play it. But because it's Pokemon in that format, it feels special and fun, and I really like doing it. There's a Monster Hunter one.
I saw that. I've been getting ads for that, and I'm just like,
I don't know anything about it. Fee, did you look into it too much? I know Monster Hunter was kind of your thing.
Nope. But I did enjoy the Monster Hunter World game. That was incredible.
But would you play Pokemon Go Monster Hunter?
No.
See, like there's just something about
I think it's also
Pokemon,
made by
guys.
the same company, like Niantic.
It is by Niantic.
Because they already have like the core. They have the game built. They just put skins on it.
Yeah. They've had the core built for a while. Because what was the one before Pokemon Go?
I don't know.
They bought it from, and it was
Diamonds.
Oh no, that's gonna drive me insane.
Decent.
It's decent. Okay, the Monster Hunter one
versus
Ingress.
Ingress was kind of cool too.
Yeah, compared to Pokemon Go Coffee, do you have an opinion? There should be a Yu-Gi-Oh one where you get to wear the Battle Blade gauntlets. Honestly, that's the thing, right?
I feel like you have to wear the Battle Blade gauntlets.
Yeah,
it's not it's like it's required that you do it.
Like I have this little device, which is
that's the
Go Gotcha, for the Pokemon Go, and like it catches for me. But yeah, if you turn that into like the Yu-Gi-Oh Battle Gauntlet for that game,
I have my Yu-Gi-Oh cards right here.
I never played physical Yu-Gi-Oh.
I never
really know anyone that played it, but I played the shit out of the Game Boy Advance,
I
Eternal Duelist Soul.
I played it in middle school.
That was good.
I played it in middle school a lot. I just like this one because his name is Lord of D, and I was like, that's me.
I played Yu-Gi-Oh with my sibling more than we played Pokemon. Like I was into Pokemon, but my sibling got into Yu-Gi-Oh more, and so like we did a lot of that actually, and then I did Pokemon at school until they banned it.
Till they banned it.
Yeah, you couldn't bring your cards anymore. Or they'd take them from you.
Yeah, I like the only CCG I've ever really gotten into was Magic. I've never actually played like Pokemon. I was telling Dan I've never actually played like I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before. Yeah, I've never played like the Pokemon CCG ever.
It's pretty good. I've as I said earlier, I played it with because I learned to play it because my niece was getting into it, and then she ended up not really playing it a whole lot.
How do you like it compared to like Magic?
It's easier. Like you don't it is very much Magic the Gathering is a lot of different rules with because there's so many different things that happen. With Pokemon, it really is have a Pokemon out, power them up, use trainer cards or items to boost your your guy. It's just a lot of health tracking is one of the things you really have to think about. But yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon stuff. Do you have?
I know Fee played a lot of the card game. I don't.
Yeah, Fee. Is that what you prefer? I want to start with you because this is my next question. Is do you have a version of Pokemon that you prefer that version of it, whether it be watching it on TV, playing the video game, using the cards, uniting.
Oh wow. Let's see.
What's your quintessential Pokemon experience?
Yeah. I've had a lot of really good memories as a kid playing Pokemon card games. And then going into I think it's what is it? The Pokemon tournament on the N64? Is that what it is?
Stadium. Pokemon Stadium.
Pokemon Stadium.
I
love Pokemon Stadium.
Awesome.
So good. Did that for a long time before transition to Yu-Gi-Oh! For a brief moment, and then heavy into MTG. But yeah, the card game was kind of what spiraled into everything, I think. And it was really interesting too because my brother ended up getting a Charmander card, and I ended up getting a Squirtle card. And as we aged and got into it, those ended up being kind of our main Pokemon. He loved Charizard, and I loved Blastoise, and
Blastoise is awesome.
It kind of just rolled from there. So the card game. Yeah, that's awesome.
I think we have three Squirtle squad members here.
Squirtle squad, reppin'.
I'm not a.
You're not a Squirtle person.
I'm not a member of the Squirtle squad.
No, but
what's my starter Pokemon?
You would have been.
My starter Pokemon is Charmander.
My starter Pokemon is actually Charmander as well.
Yeah,
but Squirtle squad's so cool.
I mean, Alpha. We're talking Pokemon Alpha. Okay, there's so many. It's changed over the years. If you had maybe we'll go through and we'll say of each generation what are.
Oh my gosh, that'd be a whole podcast.
That could be a whole thing. But Sophie, so cards. You're you think mainly of Pokemon the trading card game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think so. Just because it's good memories.
Okay, Allison, what about you? What's the quintessential Allison Pokemon experience?
Like the how do I word it? The video games, but the style of game of the red blue, that style.
Yeah, the OG
the adventure
8-bit
game, if you will.
Yeah.
And I do love the classic version more than the modern version. Mm-hmm. Although I play those and I love them still. Nothing hits quite like those do for me. So that's where my heart lies. And when I think Pokemon, that's my first thought.
Okay. All right. What do you think of? Is red blue version the version that you think of, or is it one of the later ones? Because for me, it's not red. It's not red or blue version. Ironically.
Yeah, I think for me, it is red.
It is? Okay.
It is red, but silver.
Yeah.
Crystal silver? Is that
it was silver gold.
Silver gold.
And but then crystal
was different.
Crystal was the yellow
silver
of that generation.
Silver is a close second.
Silver for me is actually, I think, it, because you got to do both.
Yeah.
Because it had it had so much of the original game content in addition to like a whole new story, that felt so huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that was probably the one I played the most. I also played a lot of Ruby.
I did like Ruby.
Yeah.
I think I played the Emerald version.
I had Emerald too.
Yeah.
Jen, you probably remember I when we used to go to like NABA, I would bring my I had my Nintendo DS and it had Emerald on it.
Yep. Yeah. I think Silver version is the one that I had the most agency during. Like as in I wasn't a small child and I could kind of like play it and understand what was going on. And so I think that would be
that
like
makes sense.
my as far as like the games version of it that speaks to me the most. Ironically, I remember the most from being a kid. For me, Pokemon kind of always is the anime, like is the cartoon. I don't know why. Like I love the games, but there's just something about like watching it and remembering the stories about it that like makes me like gives me nostalgia, like feels. I'm a very emotional person. We just watched all of Gravity Falls, and when we got to the end of it, I was crying like a little baby. So it's like Hannah likes to make fun of me because
He's just a little baby.
I'm just a little baby. I'm a Cancer. Is my sign, and
You're
I
not
wear
a
my heart on
Cancer.
my sleeve. On society, I am, but I was born in July, so I'm a Cancer.
So you're a crab.
I'm a crab.
I too am crab.
Yes, our crab. But that makes
You should move to Maryland.
But that's also I'm very emotional, so I like to watch like shows, and I'll like be Hannah. I cry a lot at stuff.
You like catharsis.
I do it. I love it. But like that, I always remember the episode with Charmander where his tail's going out and
That is
Ash,
a sad episode.
Oh,
and like
yeah.
Ash is like trying to run him to the Pokemon Center, and that like really
that is a sad episode.
Yeah, that one really speaks to me a lot. So I think that does. But as far as like games, I played a lot of the Game Boy Pokemon trading card game. So it was like the Pokemon trading card game, but in video game form for the Game Boy Color. And I would play that a lot. I wouldn't actually play the real Pokemon trading card game, but I would play the
So you knew the mechanics then.
I knew the mechanics of it, but
interesting. Yeah, that's me with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, perfect. So I would do that. I just love that there's so many of them. Like
I definitely got more into the Yu-Gi-Oh TV show than I got into Pokemon the TV show. I think.
What? Yugs, are you saying I gotta beat this guy's health all the way to 0, Yugs?
Red Eyes Black Dragon.
I think that's why, like, for the same reason Dan said what he said, I think that's why I picked Red over Silver. Mm-hmm. It's like Silver was a better game and I enjoyed it more.
Oh yeah.
But Red just hits my heart because that was the first time I picked up a video game on a mobile like device and went magic. This is magic.
Yeah, I think for me it's still Silver. That game was, I don't know, that game got me pretty good. Although I will say, like, I think all of my favorite Pokemon are, at least like in the top group, are all original 151.
Or like Gen 1.
Yeah.
Well, but I think that's
similar
also,
for me.
But that's also, we had that for a really long time, you know?
That's true, but
it
like,
was just...
do you have any favorites? I mean, I like some of the Gen 2 starters. Heracross is cool.
I really like when they're really cute. I like Scorbunny a lot. I think
Scorbunny's cute.
Very, very adorable.
I picked the I can't even remember his name, the Secret Agent Gecko in that generation. Instead of Soccer Bunny.
Espeon and Umbreon are Gen 2, and I love them.
Well, I mean, but like, do you just love evolutions, or do you love...
I do. That's the thing. Like, Eevee is my favorite Pokemon.
Eevee's cool, yeah.
On Chris, it's Inteleon. That's what you're going for. Yeah.
So, like, Eevee's my favorite Pokemon, for sure. But, Carrie asked an interesting question, which was, if you were a Pokemon type, what would you be?
Oh.
And I would want to be psychic for sure. And that's why Espeon ultimately is like so good to me.
I'd want to be water, but I'm pretty sure I'd just be fucking normal.
Yeah, you do like the beat. You like very much like punchy, pound, and that's all normal type Pokemon.
I was thinking more Snorlax.
Oh,
No, that's like fighting type.
That would be
Snorlax
fighting
is
type.
not a fighting type.
I would,
but he
I
can
would,
learn some dumbass moves, which is awesome. Because like he can randomly learn like
so many
a
different
fuckload
things.
of moves. He's got secret talent. He's just lazy.
That just means that's why they always say hire a lazy person if you want something done efficiently.
Exactly, because they'll do it in the most efficient way possible.
And that's what Snorlax does. He only gets up if you have your Pokeflute.
Same.
Steel type. Steel type is one of mine. I like whenever Steel type came out.
Steel was cool. Yeah.
I also like Steelix because Onyx was already a badass giant.
And then you just made him
Pokemon,
fucking.
And they just make him
you
metal.
Wolverined him.
Yes, he got Wolverine. Freaking tight. B, what about you?
I think I'd go for water.
Ooh, Gengar.
I'm very chill. Very go with the flow. You know.
Yeah.
So.
That's funny. I wasn't sure. I was like, man, he could say ghost because that's his like favorite type.
I also like grass though too.
Well, but you could be a normal grass type. Like remember, there's like doubles.
What is the normal grass type?
Oh, let's
I don't
look.
know if there are any normal grass.
I
know there's some fighting grass types.
Normal grass.
Because there's that one Nuzleaf,
Deerling, and Sawbucks. Normal grass.
Oh, there's only 2. Okay.
Nuzleaf, no, Shiftry.
Oh, it's so cute. Deerling is so cute.
Deerling is so cute.
And then Sawsbuck, nice. Oh, and they have different like evolutions depending on like the region that they're in. That's very cool. I'm into it.
Sawsbuck's just a fucking elk or a reindeer.
Yeah, but it's like
Fee could be a Frillish. That's a ghost water. It's the jellyfish ghost. Remember it?
Oh,
it's very
I do. I was a big. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry,
no, you go, Chris. You say it because mine was stupid.
So, at a certain point, I think it got a little ridiculous. Like, I feel like they spent more time creating new Pokemon and less time on making better games.
I was gonna bring up the fact that there is a point where where there's like where the Pokemon just went from being like, sort of animals into being objects. Like this Pokemon's a sword.
This is a ghost sword.
This is a candelabra.
This one's a ghost ice cream cone. This one's a ghost candelabra. It's all the ghost ones.
Yeah,
it's just it's spooky shit. There's also the bee one that's a honeycomb. I hate. Can't remember what that one's called.
I know I've seen it in the new Pokemon Snap.
Yep.
I knew I saw that. Don't remember.
God, I'm so glad they came out with a new Pokemon Snap.
It's Combee.
Combee.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Combee.
It's so cute.
What did Combee do
not
to you?
Cute. It's just a fucking. It shouldn't be a bee and also the thing it lives in.
Well,
it's a Pokemon.
But it's a Pokemon.
That's the one you're gonna pick a fight with.
I'm gonna pick a fight with that. I'm gonna pick a fight with the ice cream cone, the sandcastle. Fuck that thing. The candelabra can go fuck off. The swords. Actually, I can kind of live with the swords.
So
if you're gonna pick a fight with cast form, because that's just a testicle.
Yeah.
Like that's all that is.
But isn't it like a weather Pokemon or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes, but it's also just testicles,
it's
like hanging from. It's awkward.
Yeah.
That is the worst design I've ever seen.
I went onto the internet and I looked up all the Pokemon that are based on inanimate objects. One of the ones that's at the top. I forgot that this is a thing. Klefki, which is a Pokemon that is a ring of keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's dumb. That one had a whole story arc about it.
No one cares.
So I believe that stuff is like
the Easter Island rocks are awesome.
Yeah.
Probopass.
Yes.
What was that, Pete?
Oh, it's so Japanese lore is like they believe like ghosts can possess objects and things like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So that's why you see a lot of those in the games.
The ghost type.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah, but also, like Cone Bee is super cute, right? Because you get 3 little happy faces, not 1.
That's
You
true.
get 3. So
That's very cute. I do like that.
Don't be a Combi apologist.
all I'm saying is if I actually existed in the Pokemon verse, all I do is go and hunt Gravevards and collect them all because they were previously dog Pokemon that never knew love from humans, and I will fix it. And that is the saddest thing in the world. And if I was really in the Pokemon verse, that's all I do. I just have Pokemon boxes full of Gravevards that I'm rotating out and loving on. That's it.
Katie would just have so many Pumpkaboos.
Oh my god,
Truly so many Pumpkaboos.
Wait, let me open my Pokedex in Pokemon Go and say I can relate.
Pumpkaboo.
Oh god, that's amazing.
In college, I would have been a fucking wheezing.
Yep. Yes, you would have.
With the amount of hookah I was smoking. Fucking
gosh.
love wheezing.
Wheezing.
Yeah.
Gray said Pokemon started being like Stephen King and just making anything into Pokemon like he does.
They were just getting
monsters.
high and be like, you know, it'd be fucking cool. A fucking
What
pumpkin.
Get it? Guys, it's another dog. What? Just another dog. Keep making dogs.
Yo, keep making birds.
Oh,
There you go.
Bird.
Oh, there's all my Pumpkaboos.
How many
and it
Pumpkaboos
can
is it?
scroll.
Oh my god.
20. I have 20. There's no need for me to have 20.
Why don't you have 25?
Because I'm full on my box. So
You filled up your Pumpkaboo box.
I have 2,750 Pokemon, and 20 of them are
box?
Pumpkaboo. If we divided
Pumpkaboo
that into a fraction, it's decent. Okay.
Very cool. I love it. I love it. Pokemon has been around forever.
Also,
yeah.
I think that the Detective Pikachu movie did a really great job of
like illustrating what a society with Pokemon was like,
and also like bringing those things to life and seeing what it would kind of feel like in a real world situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
in a modern, yeah,
right.
Which I thought was really cool. I rewatched that recently, and like I was like, that's a good movie.
Yeah, because they're just there. They're just around, and they just do stuff because they're Pokemon. You know,
and there's so many good moments of just being like, oh yes, it's so cool to see like one of your favorite Pokemon in the real world.
In the real world. In the real world, man, it would be great. It really would be great.
That was just a quality movie, though. In general, I think that was a good example of bringing an IP that exists for video games to life.
Yeah, it's crazy that we live in such a time where like we have things like that movie, Detective Pikachu, and Fallout, and then we also have a world that we live in where Borderlands came out.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet either, but I heard it's terrible.
I've heard mixed reviews, honestly. Yeah.
He changed his opinion. At first he said it sucked, and then like a day later he's like, I changed my mind. I thought about it.
That's what I've heard, is that some people are like, yeah, it's a really bad movie, but I enjoyed it. You know, kind of like how I feel about Street Fighter, the movie, where I'm like, it's a terrible movie. I have a fun time watching it, though.
Yeah, I think Eli Roth, the director, said, it's one of those movies where you just turn off your brain and you have a good time. But I'm like, that's kind of weird to choose Borderlands to do that with.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it is. Borderlands is pretty stupid fun, though. I will say,
it is.
I do love Borderlands.
It's clever.
Yeah.
It's more clever. Well, yeah, but it's. But I would argue it's more. But I would argue it's more clever than it lets on. It's like that.
I agree with Allison.
It's intentionally dumb.
Yes.
But in a smart way. And I don't know. I that's why I like Borderlands. Is like I like goofy dumb stuff. But I like well thought, goofy, dumb stuff.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. So we're supposed to get some news about Pokemon tonight at 11 something. Basically at the closing ceremonies of the Pokemon Championship.
All we know is it's about a Pokemon video game.
Right.
So, and they've already announced the new Legends.
Yeah.
ZA.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's already been announced.
Yeah.
So, what are your speculations there? Speculate wildly.
So, do we already have a new mainline one? A new mainline one? Set up?
Do you mean like the traditional Pokemon game?
Yeah, like a non Legends, like Red and Blue, Scarlet and
Didn't those just come out not too long ago with the Scarlet and whatever?
Violet.
They came out last fall, I think.
So I don't think we get a new mainline Pokemon right away. So I don't think it's that. I do think it might.
Maybe they're going to announce they hired someone else.
That they what?
It's like 6. So it's 6 people instead of 5.
Oh.
I'm joking because they famously don't have a large development team. For like the biggest IP in the world.
I like. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, so sorry. Scarlet and Violet were 2022.
Okay,
yeah, it's another mainline release.
I think it's another mainline, like a main Pokemon game release announcement as well. I think it'll be a 2026 release announcement.
Yeah.
What if it's not
ZA
that?
2025.
Here's my thought. I just think it's going to be Z to A or ZA like gameplay. Like,
I think it'll be bigger than that.
You think it'll be bigger than that? All right.
So Arceus came out in 2022 as well.
Pokemon Snap again, resnapped. Snap the new Snap, maybe.
More new even more snaps.
What fee?
New Pokemon Stadium. Let's go.
I would love that.
Yeah,
everyone would love that. That's a good one.
I didn't even play Pokemon Stadium for the fighting Pokemon, like the tournament battles.
Dude,
it was the
mini games. Oh yeah,
the Lickitung sushi game was the best.
That was fun.
I liked the Clefairy.
Clefairy.
It worked because the song we go Clefairy, 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 and that's it. That's how we go.
Yeah. If we get copyright struck for that, I'm gonna punch you.
I don't know. I was just saying. Well, I don't know. I was just saying Clefairy over and over again. I could have been swearing.
It probably wasn't even in the right key. Nor was it right.
Nintendo doesn't care.
They do a little bit. A little bit.
But they don't because they still haven't sued Pal World.
That's true.
Fair.
That's true.
They're trying. So Sword and Shield came out in 2019. Okay. Scarlet and Violet came out in 2022. Okay. Sun and Moon were 2016. I think timeline-wise...
They're in a 3-year cycle, yeah. X and Y was 2013.
I forgot.
Black and White was 2010.
Yeah, it's time.
They're in a 3-year cycle, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to get it. That's my expectation. And that's why I think
what are the two things going to be?
Yeah, Fee, what are the two things going to be? Start with you.
It's going to be Pokemon Snap, a remake of that. And it's going to be Arceus 2.
No. Pokemon Sword and Shield, Pokemon Scarlet Violet. If they release
what's the next thing going to be? Pokemon blank and blank.
Because they released 2 games.
Sorry. Shoot, I don't know. Pokemon Star and Pokemon.
Ooh.
But not Moon, because we already
Black
had
Hole.
Moon.
I don't know.
Star and Space, maybe?
Like Star and Nova.
Ooh,
or I mean, Black Hole and Nova. I don't know.
Star Trek.
Allison, what do you think?
Pokemon Riz and Pokemon Yeet.
Nah, see, that's too old.
No, Skibidi. Sorry.
Yeah, Skibidi.
Skibidi.
Oh my gosh.
They're trying to be hip with
It's
the kids,
Pokemon
guys.
Skibidi and Pokemon Sigma. That's what the.
What if it's Pokemon Green and Blue? No, Pokemon Green and Yellow. Nope. Pokemon. Wait, shit. They already have Pokemon.
They already
Green
have those.
and
Those are.
fucking-
You have yellow.
Fuck. Yeah, I know. That's why I was like,
Can't
shit,
be colors.
Wait, blue,
I don't think it's gonna be
yellow,
colors
no.
again.
We're running out of colors unless you go like cyan.
Burgundy and chartreuse.
Okay.
Periwinkle, Pokemon Periwinkle. I think it's gonna be more
Pokemon Opal. Pokemon Ebony and Ivory.
They already had a black and white. Let's see.
Well, but then they did Ruby and Sapphire after
true,
Red and Blue, so they could do Opal and.
I'm thinking it's gonna be Pokemon Gun and Pokemon.
Power World already came out, dude.
Pokemon Gun and Pokemon Explosion. Like
Pokemon Bomb.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Chris,
and there's gonna be a new Ghost Pokemon. That's just a fucking bomb.
this is a bomb. All right, Chris. What about you? What do you think they're gonna be?
He already said his.
I've already said a bunch.
Oh, you did? Okay, yeah, you said a million of them. All right. Well, that's it. If it's not, maybe we'll see. We'll check it out at 11. We'll see what happens. Pokemon beer versus Pokemon wine. Pip says
For the adults.
And then the one that comes after that is going to be Pokemon spirits.
Okay, so everyone
Pokemon
in chat, let us know whose guesses that you're betting on.
Yeah.
So we know.
And why is it Chris's?
Is it going to be Pokemon Stadium? Honestly, I hope Fee's right because I would like it to be that.
Pokemon Stadium.
I don't think we're going to get it. I wish it was.
But can you imagine?
You know what I want is a Pokemon Stadium on the PC, which will never happen.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That will
true.
never happen.
All right. Cool. Well, I think that's about it for our for the podcast tonight. Check in with us later once we find out what the news is. So now we're going to get to the part with the plugs. Allison, do you have anything you want to plug?
I actually do. Okay. I quit my job. And yeah,
so what?
Yeah, long story short, I have a very sick dog and I'm going to be not working for a little bit in order to take really good care of him because he's not doing so great, and I have opportunity and a wonderful support system who's allowing that to happen. So with that, I'll be streaming because why not? I'll have time. So in about 2 weeks, I'll finally have the availability to do that again, and we'll be streaming. I don't know what my schedule looks like yet. Might be a little all over the place at first because I'll be
trying to figure out the schedule. Yeah, the
schedule to help the dog and everything. But yeah, so follow me if you haven't already, and we can hang out randomly while I'm doing that. It's twitch.tv/Vinalia, VINALIA.
Allison, you know this means you got to start playing Fortnite though now, right?
No.
No.
I'm glad we had that talk.
All right.
All right, that's fine. Okay, I'll just fuck me. I guess I'll just play Fortnite by myself.
I guess.
I'm kidding. I just hate Fortnite. Can we play anything else?
No, you play Fortnite.
I'll play Swarm with you.
You can play Swarm. Hey, download Call of Duty Warzone. You can play that with me too.
That's fair. I have not played that in a long time. I used to love those. We could do that.
Nice. Fee, anything to plug, my man?
I am red, but I'm not drunk. I'm just allergic to alcohol. So just want to let you guys know.
Listen, awareness.
Twinsies.
And now you know. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, we had tacos tonight, and they were the sauce mix we used on the to season the meat was very salty. So I was like, I'm gonna be a little red tonight because of that.
I'm pale because I'm a dead girl.
Nice.
I'm just a corpse.
Zombies. That's what's up. Chris, do you have anything to plug?
Clean out your dryer vents, folks. You're supposed to do it multiple times a year, and you never do it.
Clean out your dryer vents. I live in an apartment, so I have people who do that for me.
Do they though, Dan? Do they?
They do actually.
They come into your house and actually clean out your dryer?
They do, yeah. Actually, Brian
They
comes
come
in
outside.
and yeah.
When you live in
And to
an
be clear,
apartment,
I'm not
they do
talking
it.
about like the thing you pull out of your dryer. I'm talking
No,
about
no.
like,
Oh, no.
tube
They do.
that goes outside.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
do the outside one. Yeah. They do
the
that.
outside one. Do it.
Yeah.
It's a perk of living in an apartment.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, everyone else then, fucking do it. It's a fire hazard, please.
I'm just going to reiterate my favorite Mitch Hedberg joke, which is where he says, like, I live in an apartment, so when I go to Home Depot, I don't have to go there. I go to the apartment depot, which is basically a bunch of people in a warehouse standing around going, we ain't got to fix shit.
Yep.
All right, and then for the Gamebrew Podcast, you can follow us anywhere on all social media platforms at the Gamebrew. You can also go join our Discord, bit.ly/discobrew, DISCOBREW, where you can chat with us, check out recommendations for stuff we have, post any cool pictures that you have or videos, goof around generally, hang out with other people. You could do that through there. And of course, you can always listen to the older episodes of the podcast. This is episode 173. There's approximately 200 and something episodes of the podcast. So you can listen to our opinions on what fruits are good in games. You can listen to the episodes where we don't have Allison and how it's far
It's
inferior.
So
it's like inferior to the post Allison era. Like honestly, it's like the first 30 episodes basically don't exist to me. I'm like, I don't remember what we talked about before Allison.
It's crazy that there was only 30 episodes.
Yeah,
I think I came in on 23.
Something
so.
like that. I'd have to look.
Wow.
I'd have to look
But-
back and see.
But I think you guys were great without me.
Yeah.
I just added weirdness. That's it.
No, I think it was a lot of shouting into a room. Just of this, it was an echo box because we all kind of had the same opinions. That's not true. Will was there, and Will has weird opinions about stuff.
Will does have weird
Will
opinions.
has wonderfully weird opinions.
And we love him for it so much.
I miss hearing something he says and me going, I'm sorry, what? And then like really having to think about it and process it. I miss that.
Great. So you could do all that. That's the Gamebrew. And of course, follow us here if you're watching us, or subscribe if you want to. Anything is great. Sends a little bit towards us, helps us gain some people watching. I stream on Twitch. Dan, sorry, this is Dan. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/tubecrazed. I just play, Hades 2, Elden Ring, and Call of Duty with my brothers.
Nice.
But that's it for the podcast part. So we're going to end the pod. So we did it. We're going to end the podcast the way we always end the podcast, which is by saying good night.
Good night,
everybody.
Everybody gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Gotta catch 'em some of